So these three roles, they push people apart. And the more we play the rescuer, the more we lock people into the victim role. The more we persecute, the more we lock people into the victim role. And the interesting thing is we'll move around these three roles. We won't play all the time one. However, you may find that your patterns gravitate more towards one of these three corners than the other. Rescuers, when the victim won't move, will tend to become persecutors, and then they will start persecuting the victim. But the victim, sometimes that victim, when we're playing that victim, it feels like a safe role to play. And so we get locked in there. All right, what do we do as pattern makers? As you start deconstructing, as you start owning your own patterns and owning those persecutor patterns, owning those rescuing patterns, owning those victim patterns, this triangle will dissolve. And you'll notice that you start playing in a very different triangle. And that triangle is one of trust, wisdom, and compassion. So where the Cartman triangle, the rescuer, victim, persecutor triangle, pulls people apart, this triangle draws people together. You cannot have one of these without having the other two present. So whereas this one you're playing an individual role, this one you are always playing all three roles. So what is it? Well, it's the wisdom to know that patterns have truth and that your truth may be different than my truth. And it's the wisdom to lean in and listen to that truth rather than make it wrong. And as pattern makers, we can do that because all that personal sting just disappears, if you noticed. It's the compassion to know that it is all patterns. And that if somebody has done something that maybe offended you in some way, it's the compassion to say, well, their patterns make them do it. And it's the compassion to do the same for yourself. If you've made a mistake, my patterns made me do it. That's it. And it's the trust that the optimal pattern will take care of the situation. And that your job is to get to the unknown where that optimal pattern can arise. So this triangle draws people together. I've seen it in corporations, I've seen it in families, I've seen it in a lot of my clients. This triangle pulls people apart. If you're playing one of these roles, simply deconstruct. You will step into here and all will be good.